So this video is Team Trump works to stop this ticking time bomb. And the thumbnail is Drain the Swamp. Let's see what this is about.
And welcome to Hannity. And tonight we start with this Fox News alert. Moments ago, President Trump issuing a full and partial travel ban from 19 countries, including Yemen, Iran, and Somalia. We have full details straight ahead, but tonight, buckle up. We've got a busy show. In moments, the Deputy Director of the FBI, our friend Dan Bongino.
You know, that's actually a really good thing that he banned people from traveling into our country from those countries. I hope he's aware of the book Coming World Changes and the Asiatic Invasion. So a lot of people hear about Asia and they think of China and Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, you know, the Asian countries. Well, Asia is actually Russia, China, Ukraine. I mean, literally every country in that area, the entire Middle East. It stretches all the way out to Greece, Asia Minor. I have a extensive teaching on that on my channel, and the Asiatic invasion and the book Coming World Changes. And you know, these people have a deep hatred for the West, and they actually believe they have the spiritual authority to bring judgment upon America. So when the Bible says Christians will be beheaded in the streets, well, this is why, because these people believe they have the right to behead a Christian, because they believe they have the right to force the world into their way of living, their belief system. Again, the book is Coming World Changes. You know, as a matter of fact, I'll insert that clip right here. In an article in the Century magazine for December 1923, Professor Ozendowski states that among various Asiatic people there exists a watchword proclaiming the superiority of the spiritual strength of the East and affirming the necessity of forcing all humanity to accept its will and its world outlook, even at the cost of general blood spilling, even by hurling Asiatic multitudes upon the nations rotting in the bog of European civilization. Accordingly, at the fires of the nomad shepherds of the prairies and the Sinim marshes in northern Tibet, in the Himalayas, on the banks of the Hind and the Ganges in Asia Minor, in Iran, in the valleys of the Yangtze and the Huangpo, people of different colors, tribes, races, and creeds, but united by the common bond of Asiatic ideology, talk, discuss, sing, and dream about the approaching hour when the hand of the Asiatic will be the hand of karma and will execute the decrees of fate to an attack against the white race, an attack which is the dream of some Asiatic circles. At all events, it is more than probable that the white race will be obliged to reckon with the influence of the now only legendary king of the world. Very deep information, very startling, and yes, they are planning an attack. They are not here for jobs. They're not here to serve Americans and pick our fruits and vegetables and fields. They're not here to maintenance our sewer systems. They're not here to help build infrastructure, okay? They're here for war. So, you know, a lot of people are going to complain, especially the left wingers, calling Trump racist and this and that. But no, like, this is very serious. Like, people need to understand, like, the world hates us. They want to destroy America. So letting our enemies in freely like that is a mistake. I'm glad Trump is stopping that. So let's continue on with this.
He will join us with an exclusive look into the absolute unmitigated mess that Joe Biden left this country in when he left office. We have known terrorists, we have Iranian assassination squads, we have rapists, we have murderers, we have cartel members, we have gang members, drug dealers, all in this country. We all need answers. Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
apparently not only inherited a difficult job, but far worse than any of us do, apparently. We'll get the details tonight. Progress, thankfully, is being made. We'll have more on that straight ahead. Plus, Senator Kennedy has a message for the far-left law professor that went before his committee. Take a look.
And you say they're evil members of the United States Supreme Court? Gag me with a spoon.
We got that full exchange coming up.
Okay.
And huge news from Karine Jean-Pierre. She's leaving the Democratic Party in an apparent PR stunt to sell her book. It's not working if you look on Amazon. Take a look.
The number one question they ask me is, Green, how do we get out of
Ain't
this?
nobody gonna
How
buy
do we
that
protect
trash.
democracy? How do we protect
Go
vulnerable
put that in the
communities?
trash next to Ronda Rousey's book.
Next. 'Cause
Bitch.
we don't have answers here. That's what they asked me. And this is my answer.
Now, if her book is anything like her time as Biden's very own Baghdad Bob, well, it will be poorly written and probably full of lies. But we begin with a much more important matter and important news tonight. That is the weaponized, politicized Justice Department that President Trump inherited. A country that is not safe and secure. A Defense Department that needs massive reform and the elimination of woke and the next generation.
This country is in serious turmoil. Man, honestly, I think regardless, these leaders are all hell bent on destroying this country one way or the other. I'm not saying Trump is innocent. He's got his flaws. Nobody's perfect. But at the moment, I guess we can say he's the best for the job. They're all working to destroy this country, though. They could put Biden, Trump. Regardless, these people are all working together. Now, why did I vote for Trump? Well, it's like the old saying says, pick the lesser of two evils. Pick your poison. Did you want the fast death, the fast poison to act with the Democrats, or the slow poison from the Republicans? And at least with the slow poison, there's still somewhat of a chance to find that antidote. So let's continue on with this.
Generation of weaponry. But under Biden, the DOJ, the FBI became an enforcement arm of the Democratic Party. The red flags were everywhere. And now it is up to Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi to get to the bottom of what is a massively long list of corruption. This includes the unprecedented witch hunts against Donald Trump, the raid of his home. They didn't raid Hillary's home. They didn't raid Joe's home. FISA
They didn't raid Epstein.
Russian disinformation dossier, the national security.
With that said, they never raided Epstein's home. Zorro Ranch here in New Mexico. A lot of people don't realize that Epstein had a ranch here in New Mexico called Zorro Ranch, where he was planning on using it as a breeding compound. He was going to impregnate women and spread his seed around the world. I'm pretty positive these women were not going to be willingly to breed with him. Pretty sure they would have been trafficked victims, just like on his island. But yeah, Zorro Ranch here in New Mexico never got raided and is still being kept up and taken care of. Apparently, it was sold to a mysterious buyer. Okay, Epstein, Mister Not Really Dead, but whatever. So they weaponize against Trump. That's another reason why I voted for him. Again, he's not perfect, but the way they were just, I don't know, going at him, it's like, come on now. There's so many more criminals y'all need to be going after. Trump is a small fry compared to what's really going on out there. Let's be real. Ooh, Trump banged a porn star and then he paid her to shut up and she accepted the payment plan. Ooh, yeah, that's not that bad compared to what Democrats are doing, to what they allowed Epstein to get away with, what they allowed Diddy to get away with. Let's be real. Diddy and Epstein are the scapegoats. They're the fall guys. The real people who were funding them and helping them organize what they were doing, those people rode off into the sunset. Now let's continue on with this video.
drove into angry parents at school board meetings, the targeting of traditional Catholics who are labeled as domestic terrorists by Joe Biden's FBI. And let's not forget about the obsessive and heavy-handed January 6th prosecutors, including some who just walked in and walked out of the Capitol building, apparently. The same people, by the way, on the left, they ignored 574 riots. They said it was the summer of love in the summer of 2020. Kamala Harris, those rioters won't stop. They shouldn't stop. And by the way, we won't stop supporting them. We had
Yeah.
2 dozen dead.
That's a very good point Sean Hannity just made. They allowed their own constituents to riot and burn down cities. I mean, look what's going on now with these ICE raids, and they're deporting criminals, people who are here with criminal records. They're not going after innocent families. What these protesters are getting violent with federal agents in the streets. I mean, physically violent. And then nothing's happening to these people. But yet, when January 6th happened, they went after those Trump supporters and they tried to hold them like it was a concentration camp. Like that prison was a concentration camp. Like it was Auschwitz Part 2. I mean, those poor people went through some hell simply for upholding their right to peacefully protest. January 6th, well, it started off peacefully. Obviously, the infiltrators were there. But the way these left, I mean, it's all one-sided, and that's not right. Like, if it's not okay for Trump supporters to get violent during a protest, it needs to be the same for the left as well. So if they're getting physically violent with federal agents in the streets over these ICE raids, like, they need to be stopped. Like, if I see a friend pulled over by a police officer and I pull over and I go and try to interfere in that situation, I'll get arrested and charged for that. But yet these so-called protesters can be physically violent with federal agents during a federal raid and nothing happens to them? Bro, like, nah. Trump needs to clean this country up, and he needs to clean it up like tomorrow.
1,000 cops injured and billions in property damage. No investigation, no outrage. Equally disturbing, the lack of prosecutions, light sentences for violent rioters on the left. They have all this videotape they could have used to find them. They're on video. Burning places down, throwing rocks,
burning entire cities down,
cocktails, including extremists that were dressed up like terrorists, openly threatening Jewish people and wrecking college campuses. And while the Biden administration proudly labeled so-called right-wing extremism as the existential and biggest threat to democracy in America, left-wing extremists, they went unchecked, including the illegal immigrant terrorists who were lighting Jewish people on fire, as we watched this weekend in Boulder, Colorado. As we have predicted on this show, the ultra-lax enforcement of our immigration laws under Biden is a ticking time bomb. I keep saying it's not if, it's when, but I pray to God I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. The new leadership at the FBI, they are working overtime to locate and arrest terrorists, rapists, murderers, cartel members, gang members. In fact, so far, look at this. The FBI has spent over 1 million manpower hours investigating, apprehending criminal aliens since Donald Trump took office, especially those involved in the drug trade, human trafficking. Now, here's what they inherited. Let me go through it slowly. We have in our country, in your country, known terrorists, we don't know where they are. Cartel members, we don't know where they are. And by the way, Iranian assassination squads, and we don't know how to find them yet either. And gang members, and murderers, and rapists, other violent criminals, and drug dealers, cartel members, all in our country right now. I know there are also other very important issues.
Don't forget deranged Democrats.
Dan Bondi, Dan Bongino. They promised to get to the bottom of all of it. The Epstein files, RFK, JFK, MLK files. Every one of these things is important. I personally want answers. We have been promised they would be forthcoming, and I believe they will be. But the first priority has got to be national security. The crisis
Definitely has
Joe
to
Biden,
be.
the most
We have
preventable
been
national
invaded. A
security disaster
full-blown
in
war
our
is taking
history tonight.
place.
We are seeing the results. Murder is way down in almost every major city in the U.S. The border is almost 100% secure. As you can see, the new leadership at the FBI does not have an easy job. Again, they inherited an absolute unmitigated disaster. And to make matters worse, navigating the hyper-partisan anti-Trump bureau, that is no easy task. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here
Damn.
to subscribe to...
I'll tell you what. Hannity said it exactly how I said it. They're letting the left go unchecked, and they're just acting. They're like the real true terrorists. They call us, well, us. I'm not no damn Republican, but they call the Republicans the fascists. They call them the Nazis, but in reality, it's the left. I mean, even those of us who don't claim Democrat or Republican, like, we clearly see this is all being done one sided. To anyone who's okay with it, that's purely because they hate Trump, which is weird. Like, you hate someone so bad, you're willing to violate your fellow Americans' right, which means you're also violating your own right because we all share in the same rights. So when you violate someone's rights, you're violating your own right as well. Like, I understand you hate Trump, but to take your own freedoms over your own hatred, that's foolish. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and let's move on to the next video.